Hello, welcome back to My Mate Bought a Toaster. My guest this week is the doctor, dancer, and soon-to-be musical theatre star, Dr Ranj Singh. Hello, Dr Ranj.
Wow, that was very formal.
It was formal, wasn't it?
Yeah, Dr Ranj Singh.
Yeah.
It's almost as if you were bringing me up on stage to give like a talk.
It was a bit. And now over to you for an hour. I'll just sit back. I would love to do that.
No, you wouldn't. They're really boring, my talks.
Just sit back and listen. Do you do talks and
Yeah,
stuff?
I do. Yeah. No, I do. I do some. It varies. So I'll do sometimes medically related stuff, sometimes more life related stuff. It's quite good fun, actually.
Yeah.
People actually sit and listen, and that always blows my mind because I find myself incredibly boring. As you'll see from my purchase history.
You've given me the now traditional pre-recording caveat, which is you're going to find this stuff really boring. And already I've seen things where I'm like, looking forward to that. So that's not true.
Okay.
But I'm interested in the idea that that people, when they're doing talks, and I find this as well when I'm doing stand-up and people are still listening, a part of me is quite shocked. I think maybe it's because they've paid and they've invested.
Yeah, but there's a pressure, right, then? Because you feel like they are buying a service from you. You've got to be good. You've got to do a good job. And I hate pressure like that. Weirdly, considering the job I do, I hate public speaking.
Do you?
Yeah, I find it really nerve-wracking. I force myself to do it.
Really?
I'm a really shy person. Yeah. Well, ish.
Yeah, yeah.
But inherently, I'm a shy person, but I make myself do stuff. Hence why I'm doing bonkers things like touring in a musical.
That is quite the curveball.
Yeah, but I think life is best lived outside your comfort zone, I think.
Yes.
That's where real growth happens. That's deep, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I like that. I like that. This is good. And hopefully this massive invasion of your Amazon privacy is outside of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
You're going to grow. You're going to grow over the next hour or so.
It's almost like people looking through your search history, isn't it? No one ever wants that.
Well, this is what's going to happen. And what's great is loads of people are listening as well. But don't think about them.
Wow,
don't think about them.
Yay.
All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go right back to the first thing you ever bought.
The first thing I ever bought? Oh, blimey, I didn't know we were going back that far.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
27th of August, 2005.
Wow, I was barely even born.
There you go. When you were 7 years old, I would assume.
Oh, no.
I would assume, Ranj.
Oh, no.
So this is in August 2005.
This is going to be cringe.
It's the Earthsea Quartet. The
Oh,
Earthsea
look how
novels.
cultured I am.
Yeah.
Bit of Ursula Le Guin.
Talk to me. Talk
I
to
bought
me.
books on Amazon.
You got books when you read them and there's voices in your head and there's stories.
Oh, wow, yeah. So I'm a massive sort of fantasy sci-fi fan. And when I was a kid, I used to love reading Ursula Le Guin's books. And she's a really famous, very, very well-known author who's wrote the Earthsea trilogy, which has been adapted into series and films, etc., etc. And do you know what? I must have been having like a nostalgic moment, and I thought I'd like to buy those books.
And you just dived in with. You
So
bought 3 of them.
I did. Well, they come as a trilogy, love.
So that makes sense. That makes sense. Fair point, well made. But even when it's a trilogy, you think, well, I'll do it bite size. I'll do one at a time. But you've gone for it. You've gone all through.
I went. You know what the bad thing is? I still haven't read them.
Well, this is
I like
the thing.
collecting books because it makes me feel clever.
Well, look, exactly. I just go and sort of, I try and use, here's one for you as a medic, osmosis, you're welcome.
Oh, lovely.
Just to sort of rub myself alongside books on a bookshelf in my house and hope that somehow I absorb some of the nutrients.
People like you.
There is a word. Banned from libraries is the word. And I know what you mean. And I always think that what's interesting about this show is what people are doing for themselves, right? Yeah. When they buy themselves these things. The fact you didn't read it is... It's sort of not irrelevant, but the purpose of the show, it's irrelevant because it's that, what are you trying to do when you buy the thing? You're diving back into your childhood. You're getting that comfort, fantasy world.
I went through this phase of collecting books. This was before ebooks were really a thing.
Are you an e-booker now?
Not really, because it's like music. I like to have the physical thing, like CD. Like I remember back in the days, people won't even know what CDs are anymore, will they?
Google it.
There was a thing about holding something tangible.
Yep.
And the same with books. There's something about opening a book and sort of that smell of a brand new book and those pages is like,
I think touch.
Yeah.
I think touch is underrated when it comes to like any form of relaxation, like
Yeah.
or a culture. The fact you've got this thing and you're holding it and you have to turn the page and
Yeah.
like you say, it's got the smell.
There's a joy in reading something physical, I think,
Yes.
and I don't get that from ebooks.
No.
I don't know what it is.
And how well do you, if you're doing this, say you did read the books, which to be clear, you absolutely did. Busy guy. What were you doing at this stage, by the way, in 05?
05?
Yeah.
05. It was 2 years after I qualified, so I had a bit of cash, obviously.
Okay.
I'd started work. That's why I was buying books. I had money, didn't I?
And were you a doctor at this point?
I was, yeah. I was a
Okay.
junior doctor. So
Yeah.
that would have been 2 years after I qualified, yeah.
Where were you junior doctoring?
Oh, it would have been in southeast London. Wow. Yeah. Or
Specialising in anything, or were you, did you just...
I might have just gone into my first paediatric job
Okay.
because I'm a paediatrician.
Yes.
And that may have been my very first job in that area.
Okay.
Actually, I remember just before that I was redecorating and renovating my parents' house. So I took 6 months out, renovated my parents' house because I thought I don't know what I'm doing with my life. And then ended up getting a job in paediatrics, and that's when I bought the books because when I was renovating, I was like, my shelves look shit. I need to put some books on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
That's what it
I
is
went
then.
into a little DIY foray for a bit.
That's interesting to be taking 6 months out, having presumably to train as a doctor. That's like 19 years, 20 years.
It feels like it.
Yeah.
I did 6 years in med school, and then a year after, which is your first year as your junior baby doctor, and then. I didn't get a job because no one gave me one, but then also I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And this is weird, isn't it? At the time, I thought I want to do something creative. Like I almost joined the Royal Academy of Music because I wanted to go and do something different because I love music, I love art and all that sort of creative stuff. So I took 6 months out to contemplate life, and I thought, do something with yourself, renovate your parents' house. So that's what I started doing. And then I landed a job in paediatrics, and I still remember the interview for that job. The reason I got that job is at the end, you know, when they always say, "Oh, have you got any questions?"
Yeah.
I said, "Is the food any good in the canteen?" And they all laughed, and I swear that is what got me the job because none of them expected someone to say that.
That's so good.
I feel like it gave them a sense of my humanity, and also I was really hungry.
just was hungry at the time. Any questions? Are the toilets nice?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereabouts?
Is the food any good?
I think that's a brilliant tip. If anyone's got a job interview, no matter how high or low, and they do the "Have you got any questions?" bit, because I don't know if it's a British thing or whatever. We go, no, I couldn't possibly impose a question on you. To go, yeah, what's the food like?
It goes back to that classic quote: "No one remembers what you did or said, but they will remember how you made them feel."
Oh, that's too good.
I think Maya Angelou said that, or maybe someone said
I
that.
love that.
But that's the point, and I've lived by that, is that people will quickly forget what you did or said, but if you make them feel a certain way, they will remember you, because emotion is intrinsically linked in our brains to memory. It's in the same area of the brain.
Oh, right.
So
physically, it's in the same bit.
It's in the limbic system. So it's right in the middle, one of the most central bits of the brain, and they're intricately linked with each other. So if you want to remember anything, here's a tip. If you're trying to learn something, link emotion to it, and it will make you remember it better.
Have you used this to learn your lines for Juliet?
Well, the whole point is that acting is emotional, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm getting acting coaching at the moment because I'm not an actor. I'm trying my best to learn very quickly. And one of the things is you think before you speak. So you think in pictures and movies, and language is the last thing that comes out of your mind, out of your mouth. So it is more about thinking with feeling and doing that first, learning the feeling of it, and then speaking the words. It works. I thought this was all like, woo. It's not. It's completely, it genuinely works. Look, there you go. Bit of science for you.
It's great. A bit of science.
You weren't going to hear limbic today, were you?
Science, but with an added bit of woo.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, none of it's woo. It's all science.
Okay, fine. That's the sort of that's the Trojan horse approach, isn't it, for science? Pretend to be woo-woo when it's actually facts. Okay, we can get in then. Okay, great. All right, so Earthsea, there you are. That's your first purchase.
Wow. I mean, I'm glad it was that and not something like, I don't know, an inflatable of some sort.
Yeah, we'll get to those. That's very much a 2006 vibe, which is where we're going now, Ranj, where, look, there's only two purchases.
In 2006?
That's it, just two purchases.
Tough times.
No, hang on. What's
Recession?
that? Yeah, maybe. 2006, you have bought You Are Special. You Our Special, Volume 1. Max Lucado's Wemix. It's a board book.
Yes, it's a board book.
The
It's a
story of-
really cute book. If anyone's got little people in your life,
Yeah.
and I don't mean physically, I mean young people, like
Yeah.
kids, or you want to read something that is genuinely heartfelt, it is a beautiful little book for kids that reminds them of how special they are.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I bought it as maybe in a baby shower gift for someone.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
it's a really sweet little book.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reminded me of that because I was looking for it the other day and I couldn't remember who it was by. Because it's a great like baby shower gift or like a first birthday present. It's really sweet.
So you're someone, obviously, we've talked a lot about emotions and stuff like that, and
God, I
that.
sound really highbrow. You're just bringing up books.
I know. We can wrap it up here if you want to before we find out the truth. No, but
Where's all the ball gags and stuff?
But I find it really interesting because the thing I always think about people who work in paediatrics is my brain goes to the dark place straight away, and I find like the emotions of the connections.
Everyone does straight away. Thinks, oh
Okay.
my God, must be awful.
Right,
Must
thank
be
you.
so heartbreaking. You know what? It's quite the opposite. So the good thing about kids, and which is why I almost left medicine after doing a year of it, because my first year was mainly looking after older people. And the sad thing about looking after older unwell people is that many of them don't make it. And it's heartbreak. That is heartbreaking when you've looked after and got to know someone and sadly, it's the end of the line for them or something happens or they end up, waiting around for a nursing home or anything like that. It's really heartbreaking. I wasn't a fan of that. That's not why I did medicine. I wanted to make people better.
Yes.
And actually, when I did paediatrics, it pulled me back in because what I found is the vast majority of kids get better. They bounce right back. Yeah. And even if they don't get completely better, you can make things better for them. Yeah. That's why I did medicine, was to make things better. Whereas when I was working in elderly care, it didn't feel like I was doing that. And it kind of left me a bit despondent. But paediatrics saved me, actually.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's more positive than it is negative.
Okay,
Far
good.
more positive.
Good. You've really evaporated that thing in my head now where I always think, how would you? But also quite interesting that this relationship you got with the becoming a doctor. Like you take 6 months out and then you nearly give up after a year. So it's not always the straightforward, I've trained for 7 years, that's me for life. There's a lot of decision points and crossroads.
It should be straightforward. For a lot of my friends, I think it was. But for me, there's always been this constant internal struggle between the academic and the creative.
Yes.
So the scientist and the creative have always been tussling at each other.
Yeah.
And so before I started knuckling down at school and actually whacking the microphone just then, before I started sort of really focusing at school and thinking, okay, I've got to do well and get exams and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was a creative kid. I loved music, I loved art, and that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
That was me.
And was that ever an option?
No.
And was that you or was that parents?
Well, it was at the time, we're talking a long time ago now, it wasn't really seen as a viable career option. Generally, and for me, and my parents were kind of like, no, we'd rather you did something, like got an education and got a vocation, as it were.
Yeah.
So they didn't really they saw it as a hobby as opposed to a job.
Did you ever clash with them? Was there ever like, I want to do drama club, but they're getting me to do?
Yeah, maybe once I did. Maybe once I just burst into tears when I wasn't allowed to go to singing lessons. Yeah. But I think there's always been that constant internal sort of tussle. And I was academic for a very long time because I thought, right, I've got to get through school and I've got to get into university.
How old were you when you got your first GCSE?
I was 8. It was a means to an end. I soon discovered if I focused, so that was a means to an end. My parents used to make us go to a school on Sunday to learn Punjabi, which is our language at home. And the only agreement was that you can leave once you've got your GCSE. Most people get their GCSE in their teens, right? So they're like, yeah, cool, we've got Sundays covered for 10 odd years. Right. I was like, right, okay.
I see.
Here we go. And I got it at 8.
That's a good incentive. Hang on, you got the GCSE in
Punjabi.
In Punjabi. Oh, right, okay.
At the age of 8.
That's a clever incentive for all GCSEs. If I said to my son, get your GCSEs and you can leave school,
there you go.
He'd have them within a week.
Right. That was it. So set me a challenge and I'll show you.
That is impressive.
So I've kind of set myself a challenge to get into med school and get through med school, etc. And then finally, it was at university and then in the years soon after that I thought, hang on a second, I've done this bit. Now the other bit of me wants to play. And that's where the creative stuff started to come back out again.
Yes. But you've managed to make the two sort of go along side by side, haven't you?
Just about, yeah. I hope so. I've tried.
I mean, you're on call right now, obviously. There's a pager
Always.
on your hip.
Doctors
you might
are
have
never
to
off duty.
dash it off. Yeah, exactly. I know. I thought it very relaxed. If I get any palpitations, it's fine. You can sort that out. All right, look, 2007.
Ooh.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. All classic stuff. 30 quid on the Netgear Range Max.
Oh, yeah. That was when Wi-Fi was becoming a thing.
Oh, do you remember?
See,
Great
I
times.
was there when Wi-Fi was born.
Hey,
when
seriously.
Wi-Fi was becoming a thing, everyone wanted a Wi-Fi router.
Oh,
That's my Netgear. That's where Netgear came in.
I love it.
Brilliant.
Love it. Wasn't it an incredible time? I could take a laptop anywhere around the
Didn't
house.
have to plug it anywhere.
Had to
It was
plug it in.
great, and it was
That's
fast.
the main thing about being a certain age is we're the first generation to know what it was like to have our lives wired.
There you go.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We
Or
have-
wireless.
But well, that's it exactly. We said goodbye to the wires and it became wireless. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing.
This is very, very boring stuff.
No, it's
so
not.
far.
No, it's. Listen, we celebrate the mundane on this show, and there's plenty of it in a Netgear Range Max. The Netgear Range Max. It's always those things as well when you get them and you're like, this is a really exciting gadget. And if someone told you actually all it's doing is sort of broadcasting a radio frequency range of flat, it's not anywhere near as cool.
Nah, it was cool.
You just want to be like,
So cool.
I'm Tim Berners-Lee right now. Do you know what I mean? You think you're
We were
hacking
ahead
into the
of our
mainframe. 22nd of May 2007, Child Development, an illustrated guide. So this is you getting to
This is me revising
book.
for my membership, my speciality exams. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. To become a specialist in anything, you have to do specialist exams on top of everything else you've already done.
Yeah.
So this would have been me getting myself. It was stressful.
The
I hate
work,
exams.
man. Just did you ever get? You must have been exhausted
Yep.
because you're doing crazy shifts.
Yeah. It was full on. Yeah, it's full on.
No wonder you didn't read those books.
Like 60 hours a week work, and then on top of that you've got exams and stuff to do, and it's bonkers.
How do you get through that? Are you a coffee guy? Are you any good on no sleep? What happens?
You just plough on through. This is what med school does to you. It creates the kind of person that just ploughs on through. You just get through it. You know what you have to do, and you just get on with it.
And does that make you quite sort of in the moment? Because if you think what you've got coming up in the next 3, 4, 5 days or weeks, I always find my brain just goes, if I think today is this, I've got to talk to Ranj, that's today. Do you
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
really a planner. I can't. I'm a bit more of a sort of, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. And do you like, obviously, because there's a certain amount of adrenaline and attention when you're performing now, doing the tour. Is that something you enjoyed as a doctor? Have you done emergency stuff as well? Do you like the kind of
I'm an
panic?
emergency paediatrician, so I
Okay.
work in children's A&E and sometimes in intensive care. So I'm very much at that sort of acute emergency kind of stuff, and I found that is where I thrive.
Really?
Weirdly,
Do you stay madly calm when it's all kicking off?
this is when when things are kicking off, I slow down and I get quieter and I get calmer. In a crisis, that's what you want to do. Go for the calm person. And that's and I've discovered that is exactly what I do. I slow down. Say, right, okay, let's stop and think about this.
Yeah. With people just running around losing their heads.
Well, usually speaking, everyone else tries to do the same, but it calms everyone else down.
Yeah.
You'll see, I won't fret.
Strangely hypnotic. I'm trying to interview
I've had like
you.
resus calls with like colleagues of mine, like nurses, and they're like, I love going to a resus call with you. It's just so chill. I was like, yeah. Like when newborn babies are born, and stuff goes wrong, they call you in at the last minute. And I remember one of the nurses saying to me, she goes, I love going to those with you. I was like, you're weird. She's like, no, it's just really cool. It's just really calm.
But do
I
you
was
have?
like, so it should be.
But isn't there a moment now, because off of being famous, when you're still working as a doctor,
Yeah.
and you walk in and someone's in a very, very, very stressful situation, is there a moment where people go, oh, I'm off the telly? Does it distract from what you're trying to do, do you think?
Sometimes, yes. I mean, it's actually a nice thing in that environment when everyone's stressed out, especially the kid or their family. It's actually nice for them to be like, oh, this is something different.
Yes.
This is something familiar.
Yes. Do you feel the pressure of that? Always got to be a nice TV guy?
I'm always a nice TV guy.
Yeah. It's good. It's impressive. It's impressive.
Well, I try.
Yeah.
Just don't catch me on an off day.
Yeah, exactly. Do you ever
Everyone does.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone does. Everyone has days when they're not quite, 100%. But that's normal. That's human.
Yes.
I don't like taking it on people.
Yeah.
That's one thing. That's one rule I have is don't take it out on other people.
So you just take it like a punch bag with you. Ranj has got the punch bag.
Yeah.
He's going down to the basement for an hour.
He's hit the bottle again.
But you do get days like that where you wake up and for whatever reason, it's the classic wrong side of bed, right? You just go, don't know what it is.
Yeah, but there's also a part of me that thinks life's too short to be miserable. I mean, or to be grumpy, sorry. And we all have reasons to be grumpy. I'm not taking that away. But if I had the choice between being grumpy and happy, I choose happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not?
Always, every
Might
time.
get hit by a bus tomorrow. I'd rather go happy than grumpy.
Yeah. Imagine you getting hit by a bus driver gets out. It's all right, I'll get Dr. Oh, no, it's him.
Oh, no.
That is a shame.
Oh well.
Please promise me you'll use pedestrian crossings. Promise.
I always do.
Okay. Always just wait for the beeps. 19th of August 2008.
Wow.
All right. This is great. 90 quid. Sex and the City seasons 1 to 6.
That wasn't me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't order that.
Oh, you were hacked.
No, my partner ordered that at the
Uh-huh.
time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a fan of Sex and the City? Did you avoid this thing altogether?
No, so interesting. I was married. And my
Okay.
wife was a massive fan of Sex and the City. My ex-wife.
Right. Yes.
And yeah. And then I got into it through her and we used to watch it together.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I didn't realise that.
Yeah.
So you're gay.
Yes.
Right.
Well, I like to use the term queer.
Okay.
I feel like it's more it's suitably fluid and fluffy and not as prescriptive.
Can I ask you a question?
Always.
I find that word really difficult because my mum used to use it as a horrible term,
Totally.
as a slur.
Exactly.
So if I said that as a straight white
Yeah.
cy guy, I'd be like, ugh.
Totally.
So
Exactly.
what do I do? Help me. It's all about me, this situation.
Ask LGBTQ plus people what they think and how they would feel about it. So the term queer, when I was growing up as well, was
Horrible.
a slur.
Yeah.
It was a bad word. And it's kind of been reclaimed.
Yeah.
And I like that it's been reclaimed because the power and the negative power has been taken away and we now use it in a positive way. And it's used to mean somebody who's not quite completely straight, but may have may not know or may be, predominantly one thing or another. It's just a bit more loose. It's basically the term for someone who's not completely straight.
Okay.
That's how it's being used. And I like it.
Okay.
I like it now. And I like that it feels slightly whimsical, but I like the fact that we've taken it back.
Yes, of
like-
course.
F you to everyone that used this as a slur.
Yes.
We are reclaiming that word and we are using it for us.
Yeah.
And it completely takes away the power from you.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Words, powerful things.
Yeah, but some people still find it
I just can't say it. I just find it like...
I know. Well, it's true. It took me a while to get my head around it. But yeah, so now I'm a very proud, open, out, queer man. But once upon a time, I was married.
So when
That's interesting.
When Sex and the City arrived and you watched it more than her, was she like, hang on a second?
No, I just found it like, it was nice. It's a very cool, I mean, it just talks about relationships, doesn't it? It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great show. When it was good as well.
I mean,
I would say the reboots might not be the best.
Yeah, the reboots are questionable, and I think I may have ordered the reboots on Amazon as well.
We'll find those. We'll
Much
get those.
later.
We'll get those. So at this stage, you're married.
Yeah.
At what point did you split up?
Oh, blimey. I want to say 2008, probably.
Wow, so around
I think it was 2000. Maybe it was Sex and the City what done it.
Oh my God, we found the moment. Or was it when you bought Lost?
Oh, Lost
know what I
was
mean?
brilliant. Oh my God, worst ending in the world, but what a good build-up.
That show is one ending away
Weirdest ending.
from being the greatest show of all time.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with it.
Oh, me too.
And then the ending happened and you go, well,
This was when we had box sets, and box sets were in boxes,
yep,
right?
yeah.
So I had the box set of Lost.
Again, the ritual, the opening, the unfolding.
Right.
It's so
Imagery,
soothing.
the touching it, and yeah.
Because the whole thing around like good art, yeah, sure, like a good TV series, it looks good and stuff. But
Yeah.
the branding
Yeah.
All those things are almost
Yeah.
as important. You look at an album.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was looking at some CDs of mine, and I thought it was such an important part of getting a new album was with the artwork and stuff. And it made
Opening out the insert and the
you buy into their world.
Mm.
And actually, if you strip it all back, musicians are just like, I've just written 10 songs.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal, but it's all been branded up and made to look like this, and it's all part of that thing. And Lost was all branding.
Yeah.
And then the ending came along, and you just went, well, this is.
Yeah. I like to think now that given everything's digital, it's a bit more environmentally friendly.
That's a
because
good
we
point.
don't have loads of stuff
Yeah.
which we don't need.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a good thing, but there was something to say about the days of vinyl. The days
But
of
you can
CDs.
repurpose CDs. You can put them on yourself so you don't get hit by a bus.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
Drinks mats.
Drinks mats,
You can use them to decorate a wall.
clocks. There's
Yeah.
things you can do with them.
True.
Just think about that before you put your CDs in landfill. All right, 2008. There we are. So we'll move on to 2009 now.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. Did 2009 feel like the relief after your
2009
split
was a pivotal point in life, I think.
Talk to me.
2008, 2009. Well, that was when the whole sort of, if you want to call it coming out thing happened. So one relationship broke down and then I came out after that. And I went through a period of therapy. And if anyone's considering therapy, please have it. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself. Even if you're not trying to come out, you can have therapy for lots of other reasons. But it is genuinely one of the best things you can do.
How long was your therapy? How long were you in therapy for?
Oh, months probably.
Really?
But it was a lot of sort of unpacking stuff and working yourself out. I'm back in therapy at the moment,
Okay.
interestingly.
Yeah.
Because I think dipping into it every now and again, it's like gym for your mind. That's what it is.
a
That's
really
what
good
you
way
got
of
to
putting it.
think.
It's not a weakness.
It's like
not.
in fact, it's getting a personal trainer for your mind is what it is. And that's how I thought about it in the shower the other day, because I do a lot of my thinking in the shower.
Yes.
Like you get a personal trainer because you want to get fitter and you
Yeah.
want to feel healthier and stronger. You can get a therapist for your mind.
Yeah.
That's a personal trainer for your mind.
It's become so much more acceptable, if that's the right word. Probably not, but it's become so much
Mainstream,
more
right?
mainstream. And
Yeah.
I talk about the fact I do it. It's much more casually mentioned.
Totally.
But what's interesting, what I've always found funny, is that for years and years, a certain type of high-powered exec has had a life coach. And You're like, mate, it's a therapist. Call it a life coach. Just because you go out, maybe you cut wood together.
Yeah.
Come on,
It's therapy.
it's therapy. It is. Okay, good. All right. 2009, quite a quiet year on the old purchases. You got audio cables. You got your black leather iPhone 3G case.
Right.
That's when the iPhone launched around then.
Yeah.
So that would have been
Yeah.
super. Yeah, in fact, look, you've bought loads. You've bought 2 leather iPhone cases. You've bought an advanced screen protector for the iPhone 3G series.
You know what? I wanted to look after that.
It was so cool.
It was when it was curved on the back as well. People don't remember that because now they're quite square.
Yeah.
It was curved. It had a curved back to it. So.
So pleasing. It was so pleasing. You've got to love the nice things. You've got to love the pretty things. 2010, we've got a nice Nescafe Dolce Gusto. Krupp's coffee machine.
Yeah, which I used about 5 times, then it broke.
Mine is just broken.
It's just, it wasn't, I think, because I live in a hard water area, it kind of got furred up or whatever happens inside.
But after 5, it's the old, you've got to, because you can get the cleaners.
Yeah.
Does
The idea of it was good.
Does anyone ever do the lime scale cleaning properly?
Nah.
It just doesn't happen.
I just had the Calgon advert in my head.
Washing machines
live longer with Calgon.
I'm sorry. That is a banger.
It works, doesn't it? People take the mickey out of jingles, but they work.
Yeah, they work. Never bought any Calgon.
Never
and I
bought
literally,
Calgon in my
I lost a washing machine, RIP, to lime scale about a year and a half ago.
There you go.
And what they should do,
R.I.P. washing
Calgon,
machine.
when washing machines get taken to landfill, there should be a washing machine funeral where they sing that as a funeral dirge.
Do you know what they do sometimes with a brand new washing machine? This is really sad fact. They leave a tablet of Calgon in the drum when you buy it. Just to...
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant at the end.
No.
When it's died. It's like, here's some medication that you should have taken.
Oh, no.
That's tragic. Now you're getting more emotional about that than paediatrics.
No, it comes with a free tablet inside sometimes.
Please use me. Please use it. Pop a bit of Calgon in.
Remember me.
Oh my God, Calgon, if you're watching or listening, you want to do any sort of partnering up with My Mate Bought a Toaster. Don't ever put Calgon in the toaster. Okay, look, we're carrying on, all right? So more leather pouches for your iPhone. You bought a lot of leather.
I bought a lot of leather pouches.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, that's when we used to put them in the pouch.
Yeah.
to protect it, as opposed to having like a case for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, they've gone.
Because the pouch would then, you'd pull the phone out, that you'd loot the pouch.
And then you
would
lose
go.
the pouch.
Yeah.
That's probably why I've got 12.
That's what it is. It's a sort of leather iPhone condom, and they were just desperate to get lost. That's all that happened to them. They just lost everywhere.
Yeah.
If you weren't around in 2010, you were just sort of knee deep in leather iPhone protectors. That's all it was. And look, we can see you're still studying hard as well. Emergencies in paediatrics and neonatology.
Baby medicine. Yeah.
Because they're so small.
Yeah.
We had, when my eldest was tiny, he had whooping cough. And we called 999, and the guy on the motorbike got there in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
4 minutes. It's amazing.
Isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah. He was fine. Just had to open a window. Quite lucky. What else have we got? Oh, look, here we go. Brita Max water filter cartridges.
Oh, well, yeah, I got one of them posh jugs, didn't I?
Of course you did.
And then you realise you've got to buy the bloody filters.
You've got to buy.
Really expensive.
Because they invent stuff.
And then you give up because, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, what are you filtering out? Is it a limescale filtering out situation?
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Especially if you live in London where you've got really hard water. This is one thing I've discovered since... So I've just bought a place up north near Manchester.
Oh, really?
So because I work half the week in Manchester and half in London, and the water is so much better in Lancashire. My word, the tea tastes amazing in Lancashire because the water's a million times better.
That could be incentive for me to move up north.
Oh my word!
Because tea is very important to me.
Try it. It's game changing.
Really?
Tea in London. I'm sorry, Londoners. I am a Londoner. Doesn't taste very nice.
Yeah.
Go up north.
Yeah, do you know what? Why don't you just go and live in Lancashire full time, mate? If you love it so much, just stay there. We don't want you back. We're not going to let you back in there. You have just bitched about our tea, Ranj. This is over.
Listen, I'm Indian.
You may have saved lives.
We invented tea.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to be bitchy about tea.
You literally can do it. You literally can do it. Yeah, the hard water thing. It's so funny to think back to a time where water filters were to avoid hard water, and now people get bugs in tap water because of private water companies and crap in the rivers.
Yeah.
And you do think, I don't want to go on about times being tough now because I find that narrative upsetting and a bit annoying sometimes. But 2010, you just think, wasn't that? It was all right. You know what I mean? I mean, I know austerity had happened, and there's always stuff going on.
Yeah, there was stuff going on.
But you look at what we're buying, and you do always think maybe it's people have done this forever. They look back on the past and go, more innocent times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We worried less, maybe.
Yes.
Maybe we worried less.
But I think that social media and our devices are worry machines.
Look, now I can tell you're a 40-year-old.
Over the first time.
Because
the
only
hairline
people
is
in their
kept
40s say that.
But it's true because we knew what it was like to be an adult before phones.
True.
We're the last generation who knew what it was like to be an adult before phones.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah.
So what do you say? What do you do in that situation? Like, I sit there and I will talk to my therapist and say, I need to get off my phone. I'm spending too much time on it. And as I'm talking to it, like we're both doing now, it's right there. It's right next to me. I left the house this morning without my phone. I left my phone behind because I'm so trying to avoid my phone.
Get one of those cases where you can lock it up. I did that for 24 hours. It changed my life. I did it as a challenge. My friends moan at me because I spend far too much time on my phone. And I agree with them. They're right. But I like it. It's fun. And I like to keep myself distracted. And so they challenged me to lock my phone in one of those lockable time boxes for 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was weirdly so... I had so much more time.
Right.
I was sitting around thinking, I don't know what to do with myself. My stress levels went down.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is it cortisol? What's the sort of...
Cortisol is your stress hormone. My happiness levels went up. It was so weird. I was like, why am I happy?
Can I just say, though, you are an emergency doctor. How many people died? How many people called? Oh, I've had 15
It was on a day
calls.
off. It was on a day off.
Got to say that very clearly.
But try
That's amazing.
Just try it. They call it a digital detox now, don't they? Which is the posh way of saying it. But just put your phone away. Just put it away.
I think I need to do it. But leaving the house this morning without it, I was like, I said to the guys, I would rather leave the house without my shoes on.
I dream about stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
That's an anxiety dream.
Do you have any anxiety about doing the show? because this is a big deal. You're about to do Anne
Oh
Juliet.
my
You're going on
gosh!
tour.
Do I have? I'm not sleeping very well at all right now.
Why am I giggling?
Of course I do, because for me it's something I've dreamed of doing for a very long time. As I said, I'm a creative at heart, and it's something I love. Theatre is magic to me. It is magic made manifest, and when you go to a theatre, you cannot but leave with a smile on your face. You just musical theatre especially. So to be part of that world has been a dream for a long time, and it's a dream come true, and it's a massive sidestep for me. I'm not, and I'll be the first to openly admit this, I'm not theatre trained, but trust me, I'm putting the work in. I've got to now play catch up. And it's just, for me, I don't take this for granted. It is nerve-wracking. I've got a lot to prove. But just like when people said I couldn't be a doctor, just like when people said I couldn't do television, just like when people said you can't do this, that and the other.
What about Strictly? That must have been like, you did Strictly.
I'm going to show you that I can.
Oh my God, I love it. Oh, I love it.
But I work bloody hard at it, and I'm frantically paddling under the water like a duck.
Well, we know you've got the work ethic. We've seen the evidence of you having the work ethic. Do you worry about leaving? Are you leaving? You're not leaving doctoring behind.
No, I'm just putting it on pause.
Nice.
And I'm allowed to do that. I've done it for over 20 years. I've been an NHS doctor for over 20 years. And I feel like I just need a bit of a change, and maybe just need to do a bit more creative stuff for a bit, and then I can go back in. Makes me a more rounded person.
I love it. Of course it does. Of course it does. How often do people come up to you and ask for medical advice?
Every now and again. A lot of people actually...
I mean, in a hospital context, when you're on duty, reasonable.
Okay, yeah.
That seems
more
fair.
often people will come up to me and ask if I am a real doctor, as opposed to, can you look at my rash?
Right. So are you are you a Dr. Dre doctor? Or can you help with the rash?
Right.
It's always a rash.
Are you like Dr. Pepper or Pimple Popper? Which one?
Okay, good. All right. Look, we've got the Philips QG3190. It's a classic
What is that?
It's a 9-in-1 grooming kit. All I hear with 9-in-1 are one ear, two nose, three face.
You know you're reaching a certain age when you buy a grooming kit.
You're a hirsute guy. I can see it. There's good growth on the chin here.
I'm Asian with dark hair. Not only are we slightly hairier, especially in the part of India I'm from, but it shows up more.
Yeah.
So I've got to. There's a lot of upkeep.
You wear it well.
And you know what? I have a phrase: if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
This is just.
I borrowed that from Drag Race.
Oh, who
but it's
cares
so
where you got
true.
it from? This is great.
It's so true. You know what?
It's great. All the recycled life advice. I love it. You brought it together for my Mate What Toaster. The hairy thing. Do you get hairy back? Do you have?
I don't have a hairy back.
Oh, thank God.
Thankfully,
Because
well,
I have that, and it's a nightmare.
As far as I know, but I've never really looked at my.
I mean,
people have not said to me, "You have a hairy back."
Right. Okay. In the street, Dr. Ranj.
I'm generally quite groomed.
Yeah, you look great. And has that always been the case? Pre-telly, pre-media.
I think it's more so post-media, just because, I got hairier, and also you just have to. There's a certain level of upkeep, isn't there? But I think I like to be tidy.
It's nice to do that as long as you don't get too worried about it or too obsessed with it.
No,
So
exactly.
when you were doing things like this morning, when you're going on, because everyone on a daytime TV show especially, everyone's got like 7 or 8 inches of makeup on.
Yeah.
That must feel quite. Just sort of, you have to fit in with that thing.
Just get on with it.
Just get on with it.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Makes you look good on screen.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it?
It's all right.
But there's often a sort of shame in it, and anything we do to make it and it's wrong to feel like that. But people are quite they're quite self-denigrating about if I want to look good or feel good. So we talked about therapy. Yeah. They play that bit down.
But man makeup is a thing now. And not that it needs to be a thing, it's just makeup.
Yeah.
You know what? It doesn't matter. People just want to look after themselves, and maybe attitudes and stuff like that needs to change.
It's lush though, isn't it? I love all the changes.
It's great.
I love it. I love it when stuff changes because it keeps it interesting.
You hope we're getting better.
Yeah. We
There's nothing wrong with looking after yourself, and I wish more blokes looked after themselves a bit better. Yes. Generally speaking, but it's nothing wrong with indulging yourself or just any of that. You're allowed. Go and have a spa day. Get your
More
nails did.
male pampering.
What? Why not?
Male pampering, my
Why
God.
not?
This is great.
Decondition yourself. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
If it feels nice, it can't be that bad.
Yeah. And if it feels bad, sometimes it's nice. Okay, so for anyone else who's had their back waxed, that's what happens.
I've
The pain.
waxed other people's people. Full
Right.
stop. Actually,
Yeah.
I've waxed them.
Across what people think because you're medically trained, you're going to be somehow
No, just
gentler.
I feel like I'm quite useful that way. So yeah,
You enjoy it. This one's going to be really slow. It's having had the back done several times for filming and bits and bobs. It never ceases to amaze me how painful
What
it
are
is.
you filming where you need to have your back waxed?
Oh, I've done some sex scenes in the past.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I've done like on really lo-fi stuff, like on Doctors. I did one. I had my back waxed for that. Yeah.
Oh,
so in many
lovely.
ways, I'm medically trained because I was in an episode of Doctors.
Oh, I thought you were talking porn.
No, not yet.
Oh wow.
But to be
Sorry,
honest-
my mind went the wrong way.
There's not much money in podcasting, so it's probably only a matter of time before that happens.
There's not that much money left in porn,
No.
traditional porn actually, because of social media and
Yes.
because of things like OnlyFans.
So
If you want to make money,
you go on OnlyFans.
Only feet. That's the place to make money
Really?
because no one knows it's you,
Oh my God.
right? So you can do it completely anonymously.
Oh my God.
Feet is a very niche area. People pay a lot of money for feet.
Right.
If I was going to make,
You know a lot
if
about
I was going to
this.
do a side hustle and you wouldn't know it was me, just like my email address I told you earlier, you wouldn't know it was
Unless we
me.
pin you down and tattoo Ranj on your foot. Yeah.
That's where I'd go.
Do you think people have got a thing for
Only Ranj.
a size
What?
13? What? Do you think people have got a thing for a size 13 male foot?
Oh, definitely. There's someone out there.
Oh my God. That's
And if you
hilarious.
try to peel a banana with it, you'll make loads of money. We've digressed. into
Why am I
really
wasting my time
territory.
doing this fucking podcast? Should have been peeling fruit with my feet.
Exactly.
God, you've given me my sliding doors moment.
There you go.
I'm having a 2008.
Yeah.
Right.
10 years down the line where you're a squillionaire off your feet.
Can you imagine? I'll give you a cup. All right, look. Oh my God, I can't believe this has happened.
Okay.
Baby Bliss Wax Professional Starter Kit.
There you go.
That's unreal. May 2014.
Like I said, I started to take it seriously. Yeah, it's all coming off. The grooming kit came out. The waxing kit came out.
I think there's a strong build it and they will come vibe to physical looking, make yourself feel and look physically better.
But the waxing kit is for my brows because I have very ridiculously large eyebrows.
you have excellent
and
brows.
this is about 75% of what they normally would be. So you can just imagine.
Would they mono if you left
Oh,
them?
totally.
Would they?
They would try to take over the world.
Is there a Movember for the monobrow? Would you do a sponsored monobrow? Because I'd give you a lot of money to watch that happen.
Brow member. Does that work? No, it doesn't really work, does it?
Browbury. No, we'll get there.
No, we'll get there.
So the
February.
there you go.
I knew it was a matter of time.
No plucking for the whole month. Is it a waxing stitch or a plucking stitch or everything stitch?
Oh, it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
Sometimes do it myself, sometimes go and get it done. One thing I would not recommend, which I find extremely painful, is threading.
I've seen it in shopping centres.
Oh, why do people do it in shopping centres?
Why do people get tortured in shopping centres?
It's uncomfortable. I find it really uncomfortable. It's like it feels like pulling your hair up, but very slowly.
But
Whereas
what's the benefit of it? Why do people do it then?
It's quite HD. It's quite neat and it's quite quick in many ways.
Right.
But if you're gonna wax or pluck, do it quickly because then it's more comfortable.
Obviously. And if you just get bam, 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 your body sort of hits a level of pain where it'll sustain.
Yeah, exactly.
But to do it slowly, I mean, that's the definition of torture. You're going to Westfield so that window shoppers can watch you be tortured for money. What is wrong with you?
Well,
And it's also very compelling. Several times I will walk past threaders and be like, Beth, slow down, slow down.
you don't need.
No, I don't need it, but I
you
will
don't
watch
need
people get the eyebrows sometimes get a bit out of control. Listen,
You'll get one or two wayward hairs. Where
sometimes
you
it
know, try and
happens.
run away
I'm
from
a shoulders
your
and
face.
back guy. I've had my back lasered.
Wow! Oh, you took this seriously.
Yeah. It cost me.
Did you do anything else, or
It
was
cost
it
me
just
£600,
that?
just the back. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And now, let me tell you something. Pretty much all grown back. Yeah.
You
So if
have
there's
to-
parts of the Amazon that are suffering, I've got the DNA code.
You have to keep it going, so you have to do a
Yeah.
maintenance laser. It's not like I think
Yeah.
you do it once, and especially because you're fair-haired,
Yeah.
laser would it would struggle to attack your follicles, wouldn't it? You
can't wait.
want pale skin, dark hair. Apparently, is the best kind of
Yes.
lasering situation.
That's what I've got on it's quite dark hair. I'm gonna when I go and get my back done next time, I'll be like, I've seen my hair
strawberry
consultant, Dr.
blondie,
Ranj. Yes,
so, yeah.
yes. But so the other thing I've been thinking about as well, and we will get back to the show in a minute, is the old hair bop 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 bop.
Yeah.
Looking into it because a friend of mine's just had it done, and
It's got really good.
It's got
much
really
better
good,
than it
and I
used
think
to.
it'd be really funny to go from pretty much bald to have a full head of hair. I just think it'd be hilarious.
It would suit you.
Well, I would like to do it.
It would suit
But
you.
the problem is that it's really painful.
So the painful bit is when they numb the scalp, because they numb it using lots of injections. It's not like one nerve that you can just bang out.
I see.
So they have to put lots of injections in, and the scalp is very sensitive.
Yeah.
So that's the painful part.
Okay.
And then they start doing the harvesting and putting it.
And
But you can only do it with transplants. There's a window of opportunity.
Oh, shit,
So
I
if
bet
it's gone
closed.
too far,
yeah.
you may not be able to have it done.
Oh, that'd be good.
Because
That
you've got to
takes
have
the
enough
choice away from it.
follicles and enough residual hair in the to work with. And because otherwise you can't go from zero to hero with transplant,
right.
because you need to have the substrate.
Yes, okay. Unless I get skin
the
graft from my
goods.
back and slap that on my head. We'll go full Hannibal Lecter.
That could.
Or I could just not bother.
Well, yeah,
one
there is
option.
that.
Okay, good. All right, we'll get back to the show. So, look, we're going to start running out of time soon. Time always happens
We've got
on the show.
so many years to go.
I know.
through. Come on.
So let's just do like a nice sort of speed run through.
Wow.
Okay. So look, Ranj, we're in 2015, 14 orders. We've got a Laval eyeshadow pencil.
Yeah,
There we go. Eyeshadow as well.
Yeah.
Loads of makeup.
that would have been for festivals.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, Hoopla, which I've just been to this year.
Yes.
Things like that.
Where is the Mighty Hoopla? Where
It's
is that
at
from?
Brockwell Park at the
Okay.
moment. It's just been don't know when this podcast goes out, but actually it's been very recently.
Yes.
And it's good fun. Yeah, so that would have been for that.
Yeah, okay.
And then
nice.
Halloween, that would have been for Halloween as well.
Bit of dressing up. You can't go
massive
wrong.
fan of dressing up.
You got to get dressed up, guys.
I've had some good looks.
Just go on Instagram and you can see all of Ranj's looks. And also go on his OnlyFans account for the best looks. Tracy Russell, mum and dad, pair of mugs in gift box with love. You've bought a mum and dad mug.
Ah, that was a present for someone, obviously, wasn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. It's sweet.
Aw.
It's sweet. I love this. Still close to mum and dads? They must
Yeah.
be like...
Yeah.
Okay, so when we said stick to academia, what we meant was do it for a bit, but also, oh my God, it's amazing. Do they love what you've become?
I think they finally get what I do. For a
Interesting.
long time, they didn't, until Strictly happened, they didn't quite understand what I was doing with my life.
I think so much of Strictly is celebrities just going on it
Yeah.
to say to their parents,
Yeah, look, I wasn't just mucking about.
yeah, I'm on telly now.
So then they got the TV thing when Strictly happened.
Did
'Cause
they sit
only
in the crowd?
because- Yes, they came once. Only because people then started coming up to them at work and saying, "Oh, I've just seen so and so do this that, and the other," and they were like, "Oh."
Validation from parents, it does help.
Yeah,
And if you've
because
got to
for
go
a-
on Strictly for it.
For a long time, they were kind of like, "You've got a job. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah.
Why are you mucking about?"
And how was the coming out thing with them? Was that a big change in gears for them, or did they see it?
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And it's still a journey, I would say. It's still a process. They
Yeah.
come from a very different time and place. And I think but what I'm really proud of them for is how much they've grown.
Yes.
Because it's not easy for people who grew up not being exposed to any of that kind of stuff and it not being on your horizon to all of a sudden being thrust into a world that you don't quite understand.
Yes.
And that all you want to do is, and you're just worried and you just want everything to be good and everyone to be safe and happy.
And that's the headline, isn't it? You have to communicate that headline like,
Yeah.
I'm really happy. Forget
Yes.
everything else.
Exactly.
And any parent is just
Yeah.
going to go, well, fine then, right?
Well, yeah. And also remember, people don't have the experiences that we grew up with. My parents grew up in a very different time and place. I grew up here in a very different time and place. So I can't expect them to learn in 30 minutes what I learned in 30 years. So
Yes.
you've got to give people time.
It would be a great TED Talk.
Yeah.
The 30-minute coming out lecture to mum and dads.
Wow.
See what happens.
The perfect way to come out.
There you go. The next TV series coming soon. All right, 2016 now, Ranj. Let's see what else we can find
I
here.
hope it's getting more interesting.
It's been interesting throughout. What are you talking about? Oh, look, here we go. Brr, 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 brr. My mate bought a toaster. You have bought a DeLonghi vintage 4-slice toaster.
Oh,
Not
that
for you,
was
for
a
someone
wedding
else.
present.
A wedding present.
That was a wedding
Nice.
present.
Lovely. It's fine that you bought a toaster on the show. That's all that counts. We have got more iPhone cases.
Of course.
Are you an
'Cause
iPhone dropper? A fumbler.
No, they just get dirty and I replace them.
Yeah. You like clean things.
Yes.
You a clean freak?
I'm a tidy person.
Okay, you're a clean freak. do you...
I tidy after my cleaner. I have a cleaner purely because I don't have time to clean and it really stresses me out.
Yeah.
And I'd rather work for those 2 hours that they're cleaning.
Yes.
So I do tidy up after my cleaner.
Here's a question. The highest shelf of your cupboards, if I was to open them, put my finger along the bottom of the cupboards, dust or okay? Clean?
I mean, they're probably dusty right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That brings you back towards
Probably,
sort of,
yeah, probably
the centre
just-
ground of cleanliness.
She doesn't clean inside the cupboards.
Okay. let's hope she's watching.
She's brilliant. She's absolutely brilliant. I love her.
Look, 2017, this is amazing. Oh my God, the costumes. Oh, Ranj.
Oh, now the costumes go out.
Seriously, mate. The Gentleman Masquerade mask, Halloween costumes, Mardi Gras mask.
Of course.
Oh,
have
the
that.
Silver Fox instant freestyle hairstyling and colouring wax.
Yep.
It's grey wax.
Yep.
Oh, this is so good.
This is Halloween stuff.
Yes, October 2017, unisex value polyester Halloween cape.
Yep. There you go.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Why do we love Halloween so much? Because I do love it. And I didn't love it that much as a kid. I wasn't that bothered. And it's not, people sort of say, oh, it's Americanization. It's not. There's something about Halloween I love.
Because we love dressing up. It gives us
Yeah.
permission to just dress up and be silly
Yeah.
and do stuff that you wouldn't normally get to do.
The grown-ups dress up more than the kids now.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
I know. It's fantastic. And we get to go to cool parties.
Yeah.
And yeah, I try to go bigger every year.
Do you?
Yeah.
What's the biggest Halloween costume you've worn?
Oh, I got really into the face painting thing for a while, and I've had like giant embellished masks, like devil horns and stuff, obviously because it's Halloween.
Yes.
Yeah, I've gone full. I had a mask commissioned. I had a mask made.
Are you joking? What
Yeah,
of?
it's a gilded sort of half skull that is like got all these embellishments on it, and it's really cool.
That's incredible. Just to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
Wow. That is effort, mate.
Yeah, that was good.
So good. But the dressing up is because everyone's got the theatricality in them.
Yes.
We all want to do it a bit, and we all end up in
wanna
lives
do
where
a
we
bit of
can't.
that, right?
Brilliant. Oh, guess how much I love you.
Ah,
Kids book.
see, another kid's book. Every now
Oh.
and again, my friends have kids, or I've got
Yes.
nieces and no, I've got nephews.
Oh, look, this is very on brand. You bought the toy stethoscopes.
Oh yeah, but that's for I do live shows sometimes at kids festivals
Ah, yes.
called the Teddy Bear Hospital. Dr. Ranj's Teddy Bear Hospital. And we have a giant bear called Frank Barefoot, who's 7 foot tall, comes in with his mates,
Amazing.
Diddy and Cyril the Squirrel.
Mm-hmm. And do you wear the skull mask when you're doing that? Or...
No,
Okay,
not
good,
quite.
great.
No,
Good.
no.
And how do you find entertaining the kids in that situation?
It's good fun, but it's
Chaos.
full on because maintaining that level of attention and engagement is really hard.
And do you know what you can't do? You can't go calm and quiet.
No, and you can't swear.
That is true. And that is a shame. Because inside, there's one swear word going round and round, and you just can't do it.
Yeah. No. It's
How long is the show?
normally about 30 minutes.
Great.
Yeah, but it's good fun. It's really good fun.
course.
But then we have a bit in the show where the kids and their grown-ups get to dress up as doctors. And it's a contest to do it, who can do it the quickest in a minute. And we've got like wigs in there and scrubs and lab coats and obviously stethoscopes.
God, you're having so much fun. You are. This is what
We
this-
try.
But this is the thing. You're leading your best life. Like this. Just like what's the next fun thing you've got in your diary at the moment? What's the thing you're apart from obviously doing this podcast? What's the next thing where you're like, oh, I'm looking forward to that?
And Juliet,
And Juliet.
obviously, and
Yeah.
Panto.
And Panto.
And, yeah.
Where's the Panto?
This year it's going to be in Bromley,
Oh,
Kent. Incidentally, which was where I did one of my very first paediatric jobs as a junior doctor.
you should be doing that in the daytime and then Panto at night. Can you imagine the end of a 12-hour
Imagine
shift?
going back and doing that. Wow.
Imagine how tired and disinhibited you'd be on stage. All right, look, we're going to plough on through, okay?
Go on.
2018. It's you've got cleaning stuff, Colgate,
Always.
Johnson's Baby Soothing Moisture Cream.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You've got your bath salts.
Oh, right. Do you know why that is? I was doing Strictly.
This is 18,
This is
yes.
2018 Strictly year. Bath salts. My partner Jeanette, she said, right, get yourself some bath salts because you're going to need to soak every night. She was so right. I remember having chats with Sean Walsh in the bath.
Yeah. What was he doing in your bath?
I don't, you know.
He shouldn't do. He was in enough trouble as it was.
You get very familiar with each other. But
you
yeah, I remember.
do. I mean, but this is an interesting part of Strictly. Like, are you a particularly sort of physically repressed person? Because the thing I always look at in Strictly is all the boundaries are down, which is why everyone ends up having affairs.
But that's it.
But it's all out there.
You have to surrender to your partner, physically and mentally. You do, and it's very intimate, and it's lovely. It's very sexy. It's very sensual. Yeah. People get their sexy back in Strictly. They really do. Yeah. Kate Silverton said it.
Yes.
Kate Silverton, everyone knows her from the news. Brilliant, intelligent, like doing cracking books and work as a child psychologist. Yes. She's an amazing woman. She got her sexy back. She said she'd lost her sexy and she found it in Strictly.
If you had your time again on Strictly, would you dance with a man?
I did ask at the time if I could, but it wasn't the done thing, sadly. We weren't ready for it then. No. Absolutely. Although I feel like Jeanette has a very masculine energy sometimes. So she is, she's basically a gay man in a very petite, beautiful woman's body.
Yes.
Which is why we got on so well.
And and I assume the answer to this is yes, but are you still close with her?
Yes, all the time. Yeah, we message each other every week.
The bond is going to be there, right?
Yeah, my electrician wants a message from Aliash because his wife Gal is obsessed with him. And I was like, Jeanette, come on, everyone loves Aliash. He's like the nicest man in the world. There's something like when he starts talking, you just turn into a puddle. Don't you? So I was like, Jeanette, can you get me a message from him, please? Because then I might get a discount on my plug sockets.
This is the way the celebrity network goes.
This is how
this is
works.
what happens. I want 10% off of my plugs. All right, look. Here's what we're going to do, Ranj. We're gonna plough on through now to the last few orders, all right? Because we're here. We're at the end of the show, and we've run out of time.
I feel like you might have missed some good stuff.
Oh,
now.
Don't say that to me.
I'm sure there's a bunny costume in there.
Don't say that to me because that just makes me feel like then I just end up diving back in. Okay, look, I'm gonna do a speed. Oh yeah, 2023. Whew. Loads of stuff. Eyeliner. We have got a personalised hip flask.
Oh yeah, that was for Shane Ritchie, and I got him a hip flask saying "I love Dick," because we were doing Dick Whittington at Panto.
Makes more sense.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I see. Lovely.
Yeah,
lovely.
He was a brilliant man to work with. He was so much fun. And he was my Secret Santa. So I was like, what do I get Shane Ritchie? A hip flask saying I loved it. It was a line in the show.
It's so good.
Up the gutters.
Shane Ritchie. It's just what I love about the show is that every now and again you find a hip flask for Shane Ritchie. Yeah,
and a lot of that's Panto makeup and glitter and sparkle. And
also, you must have learnt so much as a performer as you get ready to go and do Juliet. You must have learnt so much from working with people like Shane Ritchie.
My God,
the guy's a legend.
Yeah. I absolutely. I soak in as much as possible. Matt Slack, Shane Ritchie, Billy Pearce, these staunch comedians who are the centre point of Panto. You learn so much from them.
Yes.
So much technique and how to entertain a crowd. And that was kind of my little taste of that world.
Yes.
Of the sort of theatre world, as it were. Yeah. And I fell in love with it.
Yeah. It's very alluring. It's very addictive. A animal pajama onesie for women. It is a rabbit costume on the 1st of April Fool's Day 2023.
No, I was filming a video about Easter. For a well-known food organisation shop. Supermarket.
It's not the BBC. You can say little.
Oh,
it's fine.
Say, M&S. It was posh.
Oh, we love
it was
them.
Posh. So I was doing some of their Easter products, and I love M&S food. It's bonkers. It's so nice.
Yeah.
So I dressed up as a giant rabbit.
That sentence just does not flow from stuff. Yeah, I was working with M&S because their food's really posh, so I dressed as a giant rabbit. And the fact was, I went, yeah, why not? But this is the age which we live in now because your Insta's brilliant and there's all sorts of stuff on there. But it's great. I mean, I know we criticise and I criticise social media a lot, but it's this platform. You've constantly got a platform where you can express yourself, whether it's your sexuality or your comedy or your job. It's all
remember, social media is social.
Yeah.
That's the whole point about it, right? People get too serious about social media, I think, sometimes. So what I'd like to show people is that, yes, I have a very serious job sometimes, but I'm also a human being who likes to have fun. Yeah. And I'd like to think that you would look at my Instagram and say, you know what, I feel like I'd get on with him. Yeah. I'd have a chat with him in the pub. I'd buy him a pint. I mean, Prosecco. I'd buy him a Prosecco. A little bowl.
Bloody love a Prosecco.
Right.
We had burgers last night. Went to a burger place and my wife arrived late and she texted me her order. Yeah. Cheeseburger and a Prosecco. Brilliant. I love her so much.
Brilliant.
Like it's the best.
That is exactly. There's something about Prosecco that I I mean, I'll drink bubbles for days if I can.
Yeah.
And Prosecco's cheaper than some alternatives.
And I don't think my
Do you know what's
palate...
even better than Prosecco? Cava really got into.
Yeah.
Just Spanish bubbles.
Yeah. Just
Really
give me
nice.
give me the fizz.
Yeah.
Give me... And this is an interesting sort of gender thing. I just still find myself with blokes. I'll get a pint as well. I don't really like it.
I don't like pints.
I don't know. I pint of
What a
lager.
waste of fluid.
It's a massive
What
pint
a
of
waste
lager.
of liquid.
Makes me a bit hiccupy. Makes me feel a bit
Who
sick.
else sits and drinks a pint of liquid and several times over, and it doesn't even taste that good?
It doesn't.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
Mate, the tie-in with Heineken is gone.
No.
Just that's
Sorry, it's just not worth it. I'd rather drink something a bit more effective.
Yeah, exactly. Look, another thread, so to speak, another theme that's been on the show: hair. 14th of April, 2024, very recently, the Veet Men hair removal cream.
Do you know what? This is an ongoing thing. I don't like to wax or shave certain parts of myself, and I found that using hair removal cream is a lot kinder, and you can do it in the shower.
You're talking about your balls. Okay, fine. Good. Had to get there eventually. 10th of May, the Moveland 45cm driveway mirror.
Oh,
You're one of
I'm
those
so
people.
proud of this. So this house I bought up north.
Yeah.
It's there's a road that leads to it, and it's a blind corner. And the number of times I've driven down it and almost hit someone, and I was like, this isn't okay. I don't like this. This is not good. So I had a chat with my neighbours who are all elderly. So would you mind if I put up a safety mirror on the tree that's on that corner so we can look around the corner? And they were like, oh, you've got to get permission. So I did. And then I put this safety mirror up. I was so proud of myself. You can now see round the corner. I feel like I've saved lives without even being a doctor.
You've got more passionate about that than any of the medical stuff.
Oh,
One mirror is all it takes.
It's people, like, I've had messages from people who go for walks down that road saying, thank you so much for doing
You've
that.
saved lives. You've saved lives on Amazon for £30.52.
There you go.
God, you're a superhero.
Right.
Absolutely love it. Just forget all the medical stuff. You have spent on the 16th of May, 2024, £1,000, £1,000 on a drone.
Do you know what? There's a story behind this. This is awful.
Welcome to the show.
So Neil Jones, off of Strictly, convinced me to buy a drone because we were sitting at Morning Live and in between, like in the rehearsals, and he was telling me about how he's just bought this amazing drone, and I was like, brilliant. I want a drone.
Love a gadget.
I love a gadget. And so I ordered it there and then, and it was expensive.
You ordered a grand drone there and then. Was he like... I was joking.
I was really tired because we get up at 5 a.m. and I hadn't eaten any breakfast, and I think I wasn't quite in the right mind. Anyway, I ordered it, and I ordered it on Amazon because it gets next day delivery. Right, it's really convenient. Next day, this box arrived, and I opened it, and it was a tub of protein powder.
What?
I know. So someone out there in the UK ordered a tub of whey protein powder to build up their muscles and got a drone. And I got a tub of caramel flavoured protein powder.
Lovely. I'll have that. I'll swap it. I've got a drone you can have. That is extraordinary.
So I had to sent it back. That's the most expensive protein powder I've ever seen.
Can you imagine?
And I'm hoping they're going to give me my money back. So because I feel like it was the universe telling me you don't need a drone and you definitely don't need to spend that amount of money on a drone, you stupid person.
Read the room.
Right.
Sometimes the world is telling you.
So I'm hoping they're going to give me my money back. But someone out there has a drone.
If you are reading the universe, you need to now have that protein powder. That was the universe saying, oi, you little sapling, get some protein down here.
Get some protein.
That's what
I
you
have
need to
plenty of protein down me. Thank you very much.
And look, the final thing, can I say I resisted the urge to say, so I've heard. I did that every ounce of effort.
I'm talking chicken.
The final thing, 20th of May, 2024, Dr Ranj Singh has bought some more single head stethoscopes. It's very on brand.
Yeah, we're expanding the show. We're expanding the show. We get more people involved, more kids up on stage.
You need to subscribe to the stethoscopes. Less drones, more stethoscopes, and a lot more mirrors. You've saved lives, and this has just been the best chat. I've so enjoyed talking to you today.
Oh, you say that to everyone.
I absolutely do, yeah. And sometimes, let me tell you, sometimes I mean it, and I definitely mean it today. It's been really lovely. Ranj, you're doing Anne Juliet.
Yes.
You're in Panto. You're going to be in a hospital at some stage helping out as well. You're putting mirrors around the UK.
And I'm renovating a house.
And if anyone has seen a £1,000 drone,
please,
do let him know. Can you imagine if someone's listening to this and is going, I got it sent to me? Or what's happened is you've probably got one of your elderly neighbours has probably got this drone going.
Why are my elderly neighbours
I
buying
just-
protein
Yeah,
powder?
to be fair, I wasn't thinking about the swap thing. I was thinking more they just went to the wrong place. Yeah, fair.
I was thinking that Ivy was looking a bit hench.
She's big on the protein. So listen, thank you so much for coming on My Mate Bought a Toaster. Dr. Ranj Singh, this has been brilliant. Come back again in a few years
I'd love to.
and we'll just go
I'd
through
love
it.
to, and I want to know how your OnlyFeed account's gone.
I'm going to set up an OnlyFeed. Is this going to happen? Thank you.
Thank you.
It's my mate, bought a toaster. Oh, it's my mate,